Three, two, one. Hey guys, let's say I'm bringing you another video. Now, welcome to the second channel, and I thought we'd do a update of things. Last update was just, I think, over a week ago, and like that was kind of explaining what everything happened, you know, the computer and everything like that. We're now a week later. Things have calmed down even more, which is nice. And as I've said before, sometimes when you just kind of get things off your chest, it's really nice. Like, I'm sure some people watching this, some of you may go to therapy to talk to somebody about it, but this is basically my therapy. And I actually would recommend it, even if you're not a YouTuber, just sometimes talking about the problems. And it's not just uploading a video, it's just saying them out loud. Because what a lot of people do is just bottle them up, bottle them up, bottle them up, and eventually they'll blow up. I'll actually say, my sister, a lot of you know that she was very ill the last few months. She was off work for about 4 months. She is back in work. She is back driving. She's done fantastic. But that actually turned out to be stress and anxiety, even though, again, she was so much fighting the doctor's diagnosis after a couple months going, I'm not anxious about anything. Again, sometimes when you are building up, and you're bottling it and you're not letting it out, your brain occasionally just goes, ba-ding, and that's kind of what happened to her. She's doing fantastic. She's not fully back. Like, I'd say she's like 95%, but when she was bad, trust me, she was at like a 20% out of 100. It was bad. But she's doing so good, and we're all really, really proud of her and happy. And, you know, with all my stresses recently, my sister kept coming up to me, and I'm not even kidding, she's a wonderful sister, and she kept going, calm down, you know, we know it's going rough, but don't end up like what I just had. And I was like, okay. So that's helped, and that's chilled me out a bit. But, you know, it does seem sometimes the stresses don't end. So recently I did get a confirmation that my YouTube channel got bugged, the main channel. So basically, I might have spoken about it the last update, but the black flicker that has been in occasional videos. So basically that's happening because on YouTube's end, for some reason, the videos aren't fully processing in time. Even though if I upload a video, and it has happened, I've uploaded a video on the channel 2 days early before it gets released. Because all of it's scheduled uploads, so it releases when I set it to, and then it still hasn't processed fully. That obviously is a bit of a bummer, because it's not just the black flicker. I could deal with the black flicker compared to the other problem. The other problem has been, it's basically made the videos not fully release. If you use the homepage on YouTube, you may be affected. It's like 50-50 that my videos, some of them, the ones that are affected anyway, the problem is seeming to fix now. But the last 2 weeks, most of my videos haven't been hitting the homepage for people on YouTube. Only the subscription feed, and also no notifications unless you've dinged the bell. So it's been pretty rough. So the views have dropped. We went from last month of being just over 1 million viewers to this month being at about 908,000 in the last 30-day comparisons. And, you know, hopefully we'll just kind of stay around 900,000 for this month and just kind of chop it up to its bad month. You know, when you're self-employed, I'm sure everybody has the occasional bad month, and that's what this was. And I guess it doesn't really make up for it fully with the income, because again, I've lost income for this last 2 weeks, and there's nothing YouTube will do about it. But we will speak about Twitch Rivals here in a second, and how did I find it. But, you know, I did win $1,000 off Twitch Rivals, coming, you know, doing the group stages. So that does help a little bit. Again, it doesn't make up for the loss that I've had, and that does kind of give an inkling to how much you can make on YouTube, even with my channel size. But, you know, you are talking about a viewer drop of about 30%, roughly, 30 to 35% for 2 weeks. So it's a considerable amount. And, you know, the views now, even though the videos are kind of fixed, the views haven't recovered to what they were. Like, right, we used to be getting 36 to 37,000 views a day a couple weeks ago. We went down to like 28,000 like a day. So like nearly a 10,000 view drop a day because of that bug for 2 weeks. And again, the views haven't recovered yet, so my income has not bounced back to what it was. So it's been a bit like, but I'm hoping that's going to recover. Another thing we can talk about before we talk about Twitch Rivals, and that is, people may be like, Huzz, what the hell, no headset? You know, that might be already people commenting. Yeah, no headset. So I've been thinking for a while now, why do I have daily headaches? If you are on my stream, you know, in between the recordings, you'll see me taking like pain medication basically every stream. So I did again, I basically didn't want to take pain medication anymore, because it can't be good for you taking it every day just for headaches, right? So I did a bit of research, and I found a thing like going, if you take pain medication every day, that actually could be giving you the headaches. So I kind of said to myself, I'm not taking pain medication for at least a few days, see if it goes away. It didn't. Then I took some, and the headaches didn't go away. And that's always something that I noticed, that yeah, it dampened the headache, but the headaches never went away. So what then I kind of thought, like, what else could it be? And obviously, yes, staring at a computer screen, sure, you're going to get eye strain. I understand that. I accept that. But these are like pressure headaches. Like, it feels pressure. And I was like, what the hell's the pressure? I don't know why it didn't click for a while. The headset. You know, this headset is a wonderful headset. And I've actually already, like, altered it. So normally there's a head strap that goes, like, over the top here and then through to give you, like, a more comfortable fit. But that obviously is making it tighter as well. And I was like, is it the headset? And again, it's a brilliant headset. And again, headsets are, you know, to your head shape. Someone could have this headset and it could be the most comfortable headset in the world because it could just go to their head. If I've got a too big head for it, I got a too small, I don't really know. But there's very little give in this head. It's like got pressure. Why? Because that's metal. Like, this is metal. So it's very well made. But I kind of came to the conclusion that, is it the headset? And then what I started to do over the last couple of days when I was streaming in between games, again on stream, I was doing this. I wear in a headset, and then in between the games, I just went like this. And instantly, I'm not kidding, I was like, oh. Like, you know when you take off a pair of socks after a long day and it's that wonderful feeling? That's what I had. It was like, oh God, the pressure's gone. And I had the headache. You know, the headache's not instantly going to go. But I think it's just hours and hours of wearing a headset that's maybe not brilliantly comfortable for me. It's just causing me headaches. You know, it would after, you know, I should have worked this out like a year ago. So what I've done, and again, I don't know how it's going to be with my sponsor, obviously being SteelSeries, but the problem lies, SteelSeries only does this design of headset. The Arctis now. They don't do the Siberia like they used to. So they all have this relative design and shape, so I don't think any of them are really going to be that comfortable for me in a long run. Again, I could be wearing a headset for like over 12 hours a day. You know, it's not that like I work with a headset and then, you know, in nighttime I take off the headset and watch like stuff. With how our housing and stuff is, when I want to go to bed, I turn one of these monitors to my bed, which is over there, and I wear my headset in bed. I just continue watching with my headset and I continue having a headache in bed. And it's like, oh. So what I've done is yesterday, after the stream, I said to my audience, I'm doing extensive research on what is the most comfortable headset to wear. So I did. And then, you know, I started looking at like Sennheiser and Bose, and both looked interesting. But the problem is a lot of them were open back headphones. I don't really want open back headphones. Like, they're good for gaming experiences, but it would be awful if the microphone picked up sound from my headset, because some of these have really bad sound leakage, even like the really good ones. They're designed to have sound leakage. So I was like, oh, what person should I look? You know, how do I find the headset? So what I did was I was like, what type of person is like me that is going to be wearing a headset for a long time every single day? Other streamers. So what I started to do was go on other streamers, big streamers, channels, and look at what headsets they're using. So the one that I actually went for, and again, basically I went for like a headset, I did some research on it and what was its key features, and I was looking for comfort. Like, that, to me, it wasn't even sound quality that I was like, that's number one, it's comfort. I actually ended up, and again, even though SteelSeries is a sponsor of mine, I'm always going to use the keyboard, I'm always going to use the mouse, but I've got to look after my own health with my headaches and stuff. I've got to like take that as priority, finally. I went with a Sennheiser, but the gaming line. Now, the only issue with it, it comes with this massive microphone that you can't get away. But why I went for that is QtPie uses it. QtPie spends hours and hours a day streaming. And it was not like, so basically I found it through QtPie, then I did my own research, and they actually quoted it's the most comfortable gaming headset ever. I didn't go for the exact one he has. I actually went for a version up. Not because, like, you know, whatever's. But QtPie has the open back version, so there's some sound leakage. I don't want sound leakage, so I went with the closed back noise cancelling version. And the reason why it's so comfortable is it's not metal, and you can actually, in the new one, you can twist like the headband. You can do anything to it, and it's fine. It's flexible. It's lighter than this because, again, metal, and it's wireless. The new headset isn't wireless. I've had to sacrifice that, unfortunately. So when I go watch in bed, I'm going to have a cable going to my bed, which is a bit annoying, but I can deal with it. If it saves the headaches, it's worth it. And then the adjustability. So there's like all these like vents up here you can change. They've got like metal twisting. So it just kind of like, where these are quite rigid. And again, I'm not BMing these headsets. They're brilliant, and if they work for your head, they're probably the best gaming headset ever. I'm not even kidding. But because they're quite rigid, if your head isn't perfectly in sync with the headphones, it's going to be uncomfortable. Where the new Sennheiser, the idea of them is the amount of adjustability. It's something like it has 18 different ways of adjustability that it will basically mold to your head. Like, you can get the perfect fit of it not being strainful, and that's why it's got like that title, the most comfortable gaming headset ever. So again, having to have a big mic that's just going to be like sitting down here is whatever. It's like, again, in these videos from now on, because again, I don't know why I always used to wear headsets in them. I just might not wear headsets anymore. Because right now I feel great. You know, before this would be pressuring my head. And what I actually wanted to do, I'm not even kidding, today I'm kind of having it off, but I'm not at the same time. I actually am going to be recording a little bit, but there's the Bag-On event in Pokemon Go in like an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to be doing that, and then we've got the LEC finals or semi-finals or something like that later on. So I'll be watching that. But what I was going to do is get a pair of buds that I can just plug into the computer just for today. The new headset is actually arriving tomorrow. And I was like, you know, that would be great. The problem with Apple is, you know, these connectors, the lightning connectors, and then these are a fresh pair, never used, lightning connector. I don't know where my lightning connector adapter is. Again, Apple and their adapters. So I don't have a pair of buds that I can just put in today so I don't get a headache. Because I'm just fed up of headaches. I really am. So I've looked for it a bit. No idea where that is. So I'm going to have to wear that headset later. Or maybe my sister or somebody has a pair of headphones I can just steal for today. Like earbuds. And then hopefully tomorrow they arrive. And then hopefully it'll be like, these are like more comfortable. So again, it is awkward because obviously I'm going to be using Sennheiser headset when I'm, again, it's sponsored by SteelSeries. It's sponsored by them is a strong word, but I like using the word because it kind of obviously partners you with them. But it's more like a partnership rather than a sponsor. I do get given the gear for free, which I guess that is a sponsorship. But a sponsorship a lot of the time in the YouTube world, when you're in the YouTube world, is you're getting paid for anything. I don't get paid to be part of SteelSeries. I get commission, like an affiliate thing, if people use my link in that. And I get gear. I think it's like I have a quota of like a few products every year. And again, if anything breaks, they're fantastic and always replace. So I don't want to leave SteelSeries, but again, I've got to look after my own head and the headaches. Because I'll be honest, you know, part of my bad mood really for the last couple of years, I promise you, I was thinking about this the other night or last night. God, time goes weird. When was my bad mood starting? Is where maybe about 2 years ago. I haven't had these for 2 years, but I've had this design of headset for 2 years from SteelSeries, and I've had bad headaches for about 2 years. Was my bad mood just because of headaches while recording? You know, naturally you're going to be a bit annoyed when you've got a headache, right? Anyone would. So possibly having a constant headache was part of the problem. Like, not all the problem, because throwing up daily obviously definitely helped to that as well. But yeah, so I'm making a change. And again, because obviously I'm not partnered with Sennheiser, I've had to buy that headset, and I think it was like £300. But again, being self-employed, you can claim that on tax at the end of the year or in April. So it's not that big of a deal, and it's definitely worth it if my head, you know, gets, you know, relief. There were a lot of people recommending me headsets, but all the wireless headsets, because again, I like wireless, and again, maybe this headset won't work, and I'll relook at other headsets. I don't like the idea of having Bluetooth on my desktop PC. I don't know why, like I can't really explain it. But all the wireless headsets of Bose and Sennheiser themselves, again, people say they're the two best makes, and Sony, none of them are USB receiver headphones anymore. Like, the only USB receiver headphones that I could find were gaming ones. So I don't know if anyone knows right now, if you've got like a really premium, comfortable, number one, wireless headphones. It doesn't have to have a microphone because I use obviously a studio mic. Let me know if it's a USB receiver one. Let me know, because again, I just don't really like the idea of Bluetooth on my desktop. I can't explain why. I just don't like the idea. Because obviously, you know, everything on my computer is wired, and if you're Bluetooth, then other people could like find your computer in theory. That's what I kind of just don't like. Again, I live in a good area, but still, I just don't like the idea of that. What else? Oh, Twitch Rivals. Let's talk about that. So how did I find it? Again, I did give my final thoughts in the video. But, you know, I will say, again, obviously I've got way more reflection now than I did when I was doing that recording. I did the summary recording the day after Twitch Rivals, and you know, obviously it took 6 days for that to come out. I could have re-recorded it because obviously my thoughts did change a little bit, you know, but I was like, no, that's my raw gut feelings of waking up the next day. I'm going to include that. I'm, again, fairly happy with how I played, and again, not incredibly happy with how I played. For not being a top lane main, for being obviously in the situation I was, my PC blew up. I had literally 2 games of solo queue practice the day of the tournament, and I didn't play 3 days before that. Like, I had no practice. The team, wonderful people, like really nice people, and I actually hope that I'm going to be doing things with them in the future. We had basically no good practice. We played normal games as our practice, maybe about 6 normal games in total, when we found out the other teams were scrimming. And again, if you're wondering, you know, what happened, was it just because of your computer? No. So basically, Vapora was in Twitch Rivals North America a few days prior. He was in America for that, and then he was traveling back to the UK, and he got back, I think, on the 1st of the month, which would be April, and the event was on the 3rd. So it wasn't even like just my computer issues that was causing less practice. It was also he wasn't available, and then Tuesday there was something else that was up. It was just a nightmare to organize. But again, wonderful people, and if these are the people that we are continuing the team with, I'm really happy. Like, none of them are drama queens. You know, Vapora is a bit different, I think, to some of us. He's a bit more, what should we say, solo QE. You know, he's a bit more like, you know, edgy. He's nice, like, trust me, he's very nice. But, you know, he's a Twitch jungle main, so that kind of says that. Again, I'm sure I'd be completely fine with playing him again. I did get some private messages, funny enough, and again, I don't want to cause any drama, but why wasn't Gross Gore the mid laner? Why was Vixie? Gross Gore wasn't and isn't a league partner, sorry. He actually BM'd, with Gross Gore being Gross Gore, he actually BM'd Bad Mannered, the league partner program, when it got released, saying, oh, who would want to be closer to Riot? Every smart content creator, by the way. So basically, you know, he didn't apply for it, and Riot didn't reach out to him. So he couldn't get in the team because you had to be a league partner. And secondly, this is just I'm not speaking for the others, but when I was asked by Bolton, the Riot Bolton guy who's in charge of the UK, hey, can you play top lane for the team, or top or jungle, he said, and I was like, I can't jungle. And I was like, who's in the team? If there's a certain person, I'm not playing. Yeah, so if Gross Gore was in the team, I wouldn't have played. I refuse to be anything affiliated with him, with everything that he's been, you know, accused of, and just his general persona. I'm literally not interested. So if there is an event in the future that they involve him, I won't be in that event. I'm just saying that. Well, I won't be on his team. If he's put in a different team, fair enough. But I'm not being on the same team. And again, I'm only speaking for myself there. You know, maybe me and the team did speak about it a little bit, and maybe some of them had similar thoughts to me, but I'm not confirming or denying that. Anyway, so yeah, Twitch Rivals was okay. Again, I got to play against Wicked, which was cool. And, you know, it was more, again, I wasn't expecting to do great, as I've mentioned, but it was more like a taster of what these events are like. It was you know, for the rest of my life, I know it sounds weird, but I can officially say, if Twitch blows up in the next 10 years and becomes the most mainstream way of consuming media, and Twitch Rivals is like the big yearly event, I was in the first ever League of Legends Twitch Rivals Europe, ever. No one can take that away from me. That is 100% fact, true, amazing. So that's why I kind of did it. Like, it's a little bit of history, technically, and it prepares me for future events down the line. I am hoping there will be more, and again, I with how I played and everything going on, I did think that, would Riot want to work with me, you know, because obviously with the computer blowing up, it's like, Jesus, you know, that's a bit of like craziness. And again, I can't talk about anything specifically, but yes, there is something happening with Riot more. It's not Twitch Rivals, but there is a background project I am now working with Riot on. Again, I can't say anything other than that, but it's pretty cool, that's all I'll say, and that will actually be pretty soon. It's not going to be like, oh, well, you'll find out what I've been doing in 6 months, a few weeks, maybe a month. So that's pretty cool. And, you know, when Riot is asking you to work with them, it's like, you know, I said with, you know, Gross Gore, why would you not want to be closer to Riot? One, you know, it's exposure, and obviously I could do with exposure. My channel's been stagnant for a little bit, and maybe I need to change things up, but it's hard. But League is my favourite game of all time, literally. And, you know, that's why I also get very frustrated with League and sometimes the decisions the game makes. Because, like, what are you doing? Like, that just doesn't make sense. That's why I've always been very open about my criticisms. Even though I'm a League partner, I've literally, and again, promise you, I've had rioters thank me for my openness of criticism. Ed, the head of Ranked, has literally, in DMs after the whole social role ranked issue, his thank to me in DMs was literally, thank you for keeping me honest. When the head of Ranked is telling you that, you know you're doing something right. Even though, you know, they may be in the office going, God damn, these points that these people are making, it's to make the game better. And I think that's what people realise. I'm never there to be malicious. And again, people know what I think of Certainly T. As a game designer, I'm sure he's a wonderful person. I mean no ill will to him. But his champions, oh boy, I could go off on one of those any moment. Like, it's all about the game. Always. So, and again, a dream of mine is, you know, as you guys know, to become a pilot, but the bigger dream is to eventually maybe go work at Riot, and the more that I work with Riot, the more I get to know them, maybe the more that becomes a possibility. You never know. Again, it's unlikely, because it seems that the people that they hire at Riot are very qualified people, and my only job qualification is being a YouTuber. Again, they do hire YouTubers, it is a known thing, but, you know, again, I never think I don't think much of myself in some ways, I will say that. Maybe I need to be more confident. But yeah, so the background project's going to be cool. I'm really happy about it. So other than that, what else? The grind continues, I guess. Health-wise, I am down about 8 pounds since I started that challenge. You might be able to notice a bit, like I've lost, I think, a little bit in my face, just a little bit. But I will say the like, I can feel it, and I'm sure everybody can. When you're losing weight, you can sometimes feel the engine slowly coming to a halt of like your will to do it. Again, I don't want to go off the rails and start being really unhealthy, but I think, like, I'm gonna still go to the gym once a week. I'm back in the gym, which some people will be pleased to know. But the whole eating one meal a day maybe is getting a bit too draining. So maybe in the next couple weeks, I'll just kind of alleviate that a little bit and then get back into it in about a month. Because, you know, if I lose 8 to 9 pounds every other month and don't gain any weight when I'm not, you know, that's not a terrible way, I guess. And if that's the way that I do it, that's the way that I do it. And again, I'm not looking for open advice here, because, you know, whenever people do, they give it, because they don't know your personal situation. That's the problem with internet advice. Again, the health issues, the hospital appointment got delayed. They gave me a number to ring. I rang the number. You're supposed to leave your details if there was no answer. I did that, and I haven't had a reply in a week. And again, that's to get the camera down my throat to kind of sort the throwing up issue, which I still have. And again, the Gaviscon, the anti-acid thing, is wearing out, unfortunately. So I am kind of back, not every day like it used to be, but probably 1 in 3 days I am back to throwing up when I wake up, which again isn't the best way to start the day. For example, yesterday it was quite bad, but today nothing. So, you know, it happens. It's just the way that it goes. It's just something in my life that I've accepted. But I'll say the headache today, like right now, the lack of headache is wonderful. Normally I'm such an idiot for not realizing it earlier. I don't know. But normally I've been on my computer now for about, I don't know, 40 minutes. We've been recording this for 20-ish. And then, you know, I was on it 20 minutes earlier. I would normally have a chronic headache by now. 100%. Like, I know myself, I would have a headache. And, you know, maybe there's a hint of a headache, like a little bit. But, like, that's it. A hint of a headache. Normally it would be like, oh. So that's a difference straight away. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to go. Again, we've got the Bag On event now in 1 hour and 5 minutes. Before that begins, I'm going to record a replay game that I played of Lee Sin. Yes, you heard me right, Lee Sin. That'll be coming up on the channel probably tomorrow as the second video, maybe. And basically, you'll hear me say the exact words. The reason why I might be going back in the jungle, which some people are like, oh my god, Huzz back in the jungle, is a basic thought process. I've been playing top or mid. I usually get ganked a lot. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is. If my playstyle is bad, if I don't ward enough, I don't know why, but I get ganked a lot wherever I normally am. Then also, so it's that problem, and then also for some reason, I don't get ganks. I never get ganks. A jungler never says, oh, I'll come top if you freeze the lane. Nothing. I just don't get jungle pressure. So I was like, what happens if I'm the jungler? then I decide smartly who gets the pressure, and I can't get ganked. In theory, like I can get counter jungled and counter invaded or invaded and stuff, but I can't get ganked. And I was like, I do miss playing Lee Sin. I'm sure people watching my channel maybe miss my Lee Sin. Let's play jungle. So I'm starting with Lee Sin, and if it goes well, I have played 2 games so far, and I think both have gone fairly well. I lost one, won one, and in the one that I lost, I still played quite well. I did some nice Lee Sin plays. If I enjoy jungle playing Lee, then I'll expand the pool out. But I'm just starting with Lee Sin at the beginning. That's it. So yeah, expect jungle content potentially on the channel in the upcoming weeks. I've just got to learn the jungle path a little bit better. I know it a bit, but I don't know if it goes off rails, what camp is the best priority to do. I've got to learn the priority list, basically, which, you know, will take 10 minutes. But that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, and again, if I do upload this video, as I've always said, I record these. I've recorded, trust me, plenty of these that I've never uploaded. It's more just to get it off my chest, which is lovely. But yeah, let me know how things are going for you, and I will see you guys next time. I will say, again, content on this channel, I do have some episodes of Tropico 6 recorded. The problem is, though, I already have got a little bit bored with the game. Not because it's bad, it's wonderful, but because there's another game coming around the corner that I know I'm going to want to play more, and that's Anno 1800. So I'm most likely going to record a series of Anno 1800 on this channel. Furthermore, since all the computer issues, I haven't set up the Elgato, unlike Jack Black, the Delgado. But I need to set that up again with the new PC installation, because I actually want to get back into Gran Turismo again. I loved playing that. It was wonderful. When you're stressed with League, to jump on Gran Turismo and play some serious racing games with tyre management and fuel and damage and penalties. Oh, I was in love. So I'm going to get back into that. You know, again, it could be a week that happens. Maybe 2. Sometimes time flies. But that is also a promise. So we'll do some content on that too. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.